Do you love the game? To preserve it, you must follow the FIBA Code of Conduct at all times, which means betting on basketball is strictly forbidden. Asking family or friends to bet for you is not allowed either. You must never improperly influence results or incidents within a game, no matter how small, or engage in corrupt conduct by either giving or receiving a bribe. Never share inside information with anyone who could use it for betting. FIBA closely monitors betting markets. It has eyes on any suspicious activity, sending investigators to interview players and gather evidence every time there is a suspicion of match fixing. Remember, as a professional, your behavior matters, especially in the way you treat your teammates, fellow players, staff, and others outside the game. Abuse, whether physical, psychological, or sexual, is strictly prohibited. The way you behave away from the court is equally important. Any action that risks damaging the reputation of the game can be sanctioned by FIBA too. And if you witness an actual or even potential violation, you must report it to FIBA immediately or risk receiving a sanction yourself. You can carry out this duty anonymously using the reporting tool on the FIBA website. The integrity of our sport is at stake, so you have the obligation to cooperate fully with any investigation into a possible infringement. This includes handing over your phone, personal devices, and any financial records requested. Failure to cooperate will result in a suspension. Breaking any of these rules could get you a 100,000 Swiss franc fine and a lifetime ban from the sport. Even attempting to break a rule could land you in trouble. Above all, play with respect, reject corruption, gambling, and all other dangers to the sport, and use basketball to make a better world. This is our game. Play it straight.
Hindi aabot ang data. Nice!
Don't worry. Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now.
No worries, dahil only ang saya will TNT Saya All. May only FB, only IG, only Messenger, only TikTok, only ML, only Chikahan, plus data for all apps and sites. Sulit talaga, kaya lipat at load na sa TNT.
We started ang family business talaga namin. Talaga sari-sari store ang negosyo namin. So sa sari-sari store namin, same building, meron kaming on the side na dress shop. Yan ang sabi ni Mama. Dress shop, hindi pa to sports. I mean, nagagawa lang kami, nagre-repair lang kami ng mga damit. From there, may pumunta sa kanyang friend or client na nagpagawa ng parang how many pieces of t-shirts. So from there, yung makina niya, kaya naman gawin yung shirt, doon na nag-start yung paggawa niya ng uniforms. Kung paano yung sinimulan ni Mama, siguro yun pa rin naman yung nararamdaman namin. Pero in a different perspective na. Talagang pag nanood ngayon tayo ng TV, when we watch yung different sports, kunyari nanood tayo ng basketball, makikita natin yung PBA. Pag nanood tayo ng volleyball, makikita natin yung LGR. Iba na yung pakiramdam na yung brand is overall, nakikita na lahat.
Enjoy high-speed internet with one of Smart's best ever promos. Whether you need big data on a budget or worry-free Unli internet, get these Smart Wi-Fi promos today.
my future.
Right? What's the plan?
I have a plan. The new Smart Junior Plan. Made for me. For only learning, only experiences, only connections at just $4.99. It's a plan as good as yours. New Smart Junior Plan.
Do you love the game? To preserve it, you must follow the FIBA Code of Conduct at all times, which means betting on basketball is strictly forbidden. Asking family or friends to bet for you is not allowed either. You must never improperly influence results or incidents within a game, no matter how small, or engage in corrupt conduct by either giving or receiving a bribe. Never share inside information with anyone who could use it for betting. FIBA closely monitors betting markets. It has eyes on any suspicious activity, sending investigators to interview players and gather evidence every time there is a suspicion of match fixing. Remember, as a professional, your behavior matters, especially in the way you treat your teammates, fellow players, staff, and others outside the game. Abuse, whether physical, psychological, or sexual, is strictly prohibited. The way you behave away from the court is equally important. Any action that risks damaging the reputation of the game can be sanctioned by FIBA too. And if you witness an actual or even potential violation, you must report it to FIBA immediately or risk receiving a sanction yourself. You can carry out this duty anonymously using the reporting tool on the FIBA website. The integrity of our sport is at stake, so you have the obligation to cooperate fully with any investigation into a possible infringement. This includes handing over your phone, personal devices, and any financial records requested. Failure to cooperate will result in a suspension. Breaking any of these rules could get you a 100,000 Swiss franc fine and a lifetime ban from the sport. Even attempting to break a rule could land you in trouble. Above all, play with respect, reject corruption, gambling, and all other dangers to the sport, and use basketball to make a better world. This is our game. Play it straight.
Hindi aabot ang data. Nice!
Don't worry. Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now.
No worries, dahil only ang saya will TNT Saya All. May only FB, only IG, only Messenger, only TikTok, only ML, only Chikahan, plus data for all apps and sites. Sulit talaga, kaya lipat at load na sa TNT.
We started ang family business talaga namin. Talaga sari-sari store ang negosyo namin. So sa sari-sari store namin, same building, meron kaming on the side na dress shop. Yan ang sabi ni Mama. Dress shop, hindi pa to sports. I mean, nagagawa lang kami, nagre-repair lang kami ng mga damit. From there, may pumunta sa kanyang friend or client na nagpagawa ng parang how many pieces of t-shirts. So from there, yung makina niya, kaya naman gawin yung shirt, doon na nag-start yung paggawa niya ng uniforms. Kung paano yung sinimulan ni Mama, siguro yun pa rin naman yung nararamdaman namin. Pero in a different perspective na. Talagang pag nanood ngayon tayo ng TV, when we watch yung different sports, kunyari nanood tayo ng basketball, makikita natin yung PBA. Pag nanood tayo ng volleyball, makikita natin yung LGR. Iba na yung pakiramdam na yung brand is overall, nakikita na lahat.
Enjoy high-speed internet with one of Smart's best ever promos. Whether you need big data on a budget or worry-free Unli internet. Get these smart Wi-Fi promos today.
My future.
Right? What's the plan?
I have a plan. The new Smart Junior Plan. Made for me. For only learning, only experiences, only connections at just $4.99. It's a plan as good as yours. New Smart Junior Plan.
Do you love the game? To preserve it, you must follow the FIBA Code of Conduct at all times, which means betting on basketball is strictly forbidden. Asking family or friends to bet for you is not allowed either. You must never improperly influence results or incidents within a game, no matter how small, or engage in corrupt conduct by either giving or receiving a bribe. Never share inside information with anyone who could use it for betting. FIBA closely monitors betting markets. It has eyes on any suspicious activity, sending investigators to interview players and gather evidence every time there is a suspicion of match fixing. Remember, as a professional, your behavior matters, especially in the way you treat your teammates, fellow players, staff, and others outside the game. Abuse, whether physical, psychological, or sexual, is strictly prohibited. The way you behave away from the court is equally important. Any action that risks damaging the reputation of the game can be sanctioned by FIBA 2. And if you witness an actual or even potential violation, you must report it to FIBA immediately or risk receiving a sanction yourself. You can carry out this duty anonymously using the reporting tool on the FIBA website. The integrity of our sport is at stake, so you have the obligation to cooperate fully with any investigation into a possible infringement. This includes handing over your phone, personal devices, and any financial records requested. Failure to cooperate will result in a suspension. Breaking any of these rules could get you a 100,000 Swiss franc fine and a lifetime ban from the sport. Even attempting to break a rule could land you in trouble. Above all, play with respect, reject corruption, gambling, and all other dangers to the sport, and use basketball to make a better world. This is our game. Play it straight.
Enjoy high-speed internet with one of Smart's best ever promos. Whether you need big data on a budget or worry-free Unli internet. Get these smart Wi-Fi promos today.
Hindi aabot ang data. Nice!
Don't worry. Be Unli with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus Unli Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now.
All systems ready for this afternoon's showdowns. It's survival of the fittest here at the ENDERUN Titan Gym for the continued coverage of the Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup. A couple of Mother League underdogs facing off in today's first salvo. Steve Nash Enriquez and the NU Bulldogs testing themselves against EJ Castillo and the EAC Generals for today's matchup. Starting with the one I just mentioned, it followed up by the UP Fighting Maroons team number 2 against the Mapua Cardinals. We'll be capping it off with UST against team 1 of the UP Fighting Maroons. Good afternoon, everyone. Migs Gonzalez here with the one and only Justin Alfonso. Good afternoon. And it's gonna be heavyweight slugfest today. Papakinggan din natin mamaya si Daphne Lozano, our courtside reporter. Justin, what can you say about the games today? A lot in store today.
Exciting games. We got some great talents, great teams, great systems. So I'm excited to get this started.
Let's take a look at the standings so far in the Collegiate Cup. Taking a look at the group edge here. NU with a 1-2 record facing off against the EAC Generals with 2-2. Looking to even up the score in the middle of the standings. Both of these teams in NU and EAC. Pero ngayon titignan naman natin, what is the specific context? What's the story behind today's game between the Bulldogs and the Generals? As you take a look, it's going to be a battle of the Mother League underdogs here, Justin. I mean, NU finishing, if I remember correctly, 5th or 6th in the last UAAP season. EAC also treading around the middle, but they're going to be led by some heavyweights here in EJ Castillo and Steve Nash Enriquez. This is absolutely exciting basketball.
It's going to be some great guard talent. Alam natin kung gaano kagaling yung mga guards of both teams. Some young talents, some veteran talents. So makikita natin today what kind of dynamic that will bring here at ENDERUN.
Let's take a look at the first team for today rather. Specifically the Bulldogs against UP Team 2. Saktong-sakto, Justin, you witnessed this game firsthand. Why did you talk us through here?
One thing that, is glaring for me is the rebound category. They lost by 14 rebounds dito sa UP Team 2. But today, they have the size advantage. So this should be something they should focus on. Kasi
absolutely,
mas malaki sila. They can get some second chance opportunities. So that's going to be big for the NU Bulldogs.
But as to the specific pointers, what are the keys to winning of this NU Bulldog squad against the Generals led by Castillo, Omandak, Dominguez? What do they have to do here?
Alam natin kung paano dumepensa tong EAC.
Oh, yeah.
So they need to make sure their press break is ready. So once they break the press, get into their sets. Don't get too rushed. Be composed. Get into your sets after you break the press and just trust the system, trust your players. And, seeing that we have Steve Nash Enriquez, alam natin kung gaano ka-composed na guardia yan.
Oh, absolutely.
So, kaya niyang ma-break yung press. He can lead his team into breaking that press. So, let's see how they will stay composed, run their sets, trust their system, and hopefully they come up with a win.
Taking a look at EAC naman this time, NU without a doubt, led by some heavyweights, but the Generals hindi magpapatalo yan, getting a victory over the Falcons.
And we could see here, dun tayo mag-focus ulit sa rebounds. Kasi if ang focus ng NU is to win the rebounding game, we see how EAC has that slight height disadvantage. So they need to box out. They need to be physical.
Absolutely.
And once they get the basketball, push it. They're smaller, they're quicker, they're faster. So they have to push it. Look for Carlo Chavo, look for Castillo to push it, and that should be able to give them that advantage.
But specifically, EAC, yes, it's going to be a rebound battle. It's a battle of defensive intensity. But the specific pointers, the keys to winning here for the Generals, what do they have to do against the Bulldogs here?
And earlier we talked about before we got in here is EJ Castillo. They need to get him into his spots.
Yeah.
They need to get him to his strong suits, get him in the right positions to score, and that will open everything else up for the supporting cast of EJ Castillo. Kung EJ Castillo can start hot, hit his shots early, that will open up Carlo Chavo, Omandak, and get them open three-pointers and get them that advantage offensively.
Actually, kahit sabihin natin supporting role to supporting cast ni EJ Castillo, let's not forget about Kylo Chavo, Rico Postanes, Russell Dominguez. I mean, these guys have an 8 or 9-man deep lineup. So for sure, the NU Bulldogs have their hands full. Pero pakinggan naman natin ang ating courtside reporter, si Daphne Lozano. What does she have to say?
Migs and Justin, even though that both of these teams are considered to be underdogs in their mother leagues such as the UAAP and the NCAA, ay kilala rin naman sila as one of the strongest schools with the strongest recruits from their grassroots program. Sa panig ng EAC Generals, we have EJ Castillo, whereas for the end of the NU Bulldogs, we have Miguel Palanca, Jedrick Solomon, Jid Locsin, and Mac Alfanta, who are the players to watch out for in this game. Kaya naman, Migs and Justin, who do you think will step up today? Will it be a rookie or a veteran?
Thank you, Daphne. And I mean, that's a spectacular question. It's talent and experience versus raw potential right now, no? But right now, I think I'm gonna go with the Generals. They have this defensive intensity, and kapag nag-click si AJ Castillo, napakahirap talunin yan. But on the sidelines naman, Daphne, who do you think is gonna come up with the dub today, this afternoon?
Well, honestly, I would go for the EAC Generals dahil kilala sila sa level of intensity at physicality na pinapakita nila sa court. But then again, we should not underestimate the Bulldogs dahil again, bilog ang bola.
Thank you, Daphne. And mamaya, magkikita ulit tayo. But Justin, natanong ka na namin, mukhang 2-0 in favor of the Generals. Are you gonna break? Or is it gonna be a sweep for EAC in this prediction?
You know what? I'm gonna break it. I think one thing that I'm looking forward to if NU does this is putting Mark Parks on EJ Castillo.
Yeah.
Kung makita natin yun, that's gonna give a good chance for NU to slow down EJ and maybe get them the win. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick the NU Bulldogs as my winner.
Well, let's get the action started. We'll be turning it over to our game announcer for the start of game number 1.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome here inside the ENDERUN College Gym, Taguig City, as we bring you the 2025 Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup Season 4. It's the first game of today's triple header featuring the NU Bulldogs and the EAC Generals. You can catch the games live via www.pusop.com and through Smart Sports Facebook page and the official Facebook page and YouTube channel of Pinoyliga Cup. Now let us meet the starters from both teams, beginning with the NU Bulldogs. Starting guard number 8, RJ Colonia. One guard number 11, Tebo Garcia. At forward number 10, Jolo Manansala. Other forward number 25, Boone De La Cruz. And at center number 14, Jedrick Solomon. The head coach is Jeff Napa. And now let us meet the starters for the EAC Generals. Starting guard number 14, Nico Quinal. Other guard number 88, Kyle Ochavo. At forward number 81, Jude Bagay. Other forward number 91, Wilmar Ovtana. And at center number 6, Jethro Bakud. The head coach of the EAC Generals is Jerson Cabildes. For today's ball game, they'll be led by Noy Catalan. Officiating these ball game, crew chief Chas Boras, upper 1 Teddy Iscaros, and upper 2 Elgar.
Starters on your screens now. Right now, Garcia, Colonia will be the 1 and 2 for the Bulldogs. Solomon, Manansala, and De La Cruz will be the 3, 4, 5 for NU. EAC will be going with Ochavo, Kinal, Bakud, Bagay, and Oftana as their starting infantry in today's game number 1 in the continued coverage of the Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup. And you can catch our games live via www.pusop.com, the Smart Sports Facebook page, and the Pinoyliga Cup's Facebook and YouTube channel. Special thanks to our official outfitter LGR, official venue partner ENDERUN Colleges, our official ticketing partner Ticket to Me. Special thanks as well to our valued partners in Smart, Buffalo's Wings and Things, Amelie Hotel Manila, Pinoyliga.com, and we are a proud member of the Samahang Basketball ng Pilipinas. A lot of heavyweight matchups today, Justin. I am incredibly excited. Once again, this is Migs Gonzalez and Justin Alfonso. Later on, we'll be listening again to Daphne Lozano, our courtside reporter, but EAC and NU, both very intense and physical teams to kick off today's coverage.
It's going to be an exciting matchup between these two. And, you know, we talked about in the pregame the guards of both squads, you know, like Kylo Chavo, EJ Castillo, and then we talked about Mark Parks and Francisco. So let's see how they match up here in the first quarter. We're going to have an intense matchup, so let's see how that goes.
Early perimeter pressure here from the Generals. Trying to back down here is Solomon, but finds the backdoor cut for the easy 2 by Colonia.
Yun ang advantage ng height. You get to see things way better. Better side of view. So yung mga backdoor passes na yan, backdoor loves, madali lang yan para sa tall players like Solomon.
And that's a 3 by Ochavo, but offline on the first shot of the Generals. And they'll reset. Here is Colonia. Quickly getting into the post to Solomon, but foul given up by Wilmar of Tana.
Great start here for NU, getting it down low to Solomon and playing through him. Kitang-kita natin yung height advantage ni Solomon towards the big men of EAC. So that's going to be a good playing point for the rest of the game for NU.
And 2 of the focal points for today's game, Mark Parks and EJ Castillo, will be starting off the bench. 3-pointer naman on the way for the Bulldogs. No good. Nobody there to contest Mun de la Cruz. Ball sails back to EAC.
Let's see if Kyle Ochavo here can really push the pace and get EAC in their sets para makakuha sila ng quality shots against a much taller team. And that's what you want against a much taller team, is quality attempts so that you can get some rhythm on the offensive end.
Jude Bagay looking to go one-on-one, but a little off-ball affection between Bakod and I believe that's Manansala. 14 to work with for the Generals. Chavo obviously having a much harder time against the taller Bulldogs, trying to facilitate the offense, but Kinal from the top. Bakod recollects. Second swing to Ochavo, almost lost it. Ticking down to 7. Finds it at the pinch post. Bagay quickly doubled. There's the fade. That's his shot.
Great body control there by Bagay. He takes the hit, he spins off to the middle, and still stayed focused through that fade. Beautiful finish by Bagay.
Takes it out back to Manansala. Mukhang nagpapakiramdaman pa tong dalawang team na to. Not really showing all their cards yet. Much to be expected still here. Little step through. Most referees call that a travel, but play continues. Back to Kinal. Excellent backdoor cut to Bagay, but blocked by his own friend. And the rim says maybe later. NU pushing P. Little push shot from the outside by Mun de la Cruz. Ochavo kicks it out to Bagay. Can't finish with the left hand again. 1 out of 3 for Jude.
Great job there by Ochavo, drawing in the defense. And setting up Bagay for a layup but couldn't finish.
What a finish inside by Tebol Garcia. Just slicing the defense like a hot knife through butter. Still 7 minutes to play here in the first. Finds him a trip to the free throw line.
Tebol Garcia, a great attack there using his left. And, you know, having guards like that, hindi takot drive and get things done, not afraid of contact. That's what you want to see from your lead guards.
Yun nga lang, just missing that free throw earlier. Ochavo looking to reset here for EAC, but a find inside to Bakod.
Great find there, and Bakod getting a nice finish. You know, EAC back-to-back misses, and good thing there, Bakod changed the rhythm here for the red shirts.
NU only shooting 7 out of 8 free throws in their last game against the Team 2 of the Fighting Maroons. Opening up with a miss. Trying to get it inside, but to Bagay, pero foul will be called on RJ Colonia.
One thing we haven't seen from EAC as much is yung full court press nila.
Oh yeah. Maaga pa eh.
Maaga pa.
Usually kapag nagpe-press yan, mga late second to early third na yan.
Nice,
Usually, kapag nakita na nila, okay, ito yung offense ng kalaban, titignan natin if magiging effective yung full court press. Kinal, extra swing to Ochavo. Vacuums the defense. Bagay all day. Try to get it to the hot hand, pero hindi sila nakaka-convert dun again. Missing some key names here in Omandak and Dominguez. Usually, ito na yung pinapasimula ni Coach Noy Catalan, pero wala sila for the Generals today. And ito na nga, yung picking up man-to-man full court here. There's the DHO. Quick double by EAC. Step through. Ayaw. One-man game there from Tebol Garcia. Here come the Generals. And another block by Jude Bagay. Blocked twice. And Coach Noy says, umupo ka na. Mamaya ka na lang ulit maglaro. Kanina ka pa nasusoplak.
Getting blocked by his own rim there. 3 straight misses. And let's see if he finally converts here.
Third time's the charm for Jude Bagay.
Kailangan may bantay.
Kailangan.
Oo, kailangan may bantay.
Ay, masyadong madali daw eh.
Oh.
9 times 9 is 81. Yun lang yung walang connect, pero at least yung shot niya nag-connect naman this time. Top of the key, perimeter throw. Does not connect for the Bulldogs. That was the last shot by Jolo Manansala. Backward finds Ochavo. Quick backdoor cut. Big heart with small height.
Ganda ng opensa ngayon ng EAC. Even though they've been missing some shots, they run their plays really well. They're getting some nice backdoor cuts, some good reads coming from the players, and that's what you want to see early in the game. Para throughout the whole game, they know what to look for and they know what to get to.
Trying to work against the ticking down shot clock. Fade away at the top. That's bottom for Colonia.
Tough shot there for
Kinal
Colonia.
has his pass deflected by Colonia. Sorry, by Garcia rather. Excellent two-man play down the stretch. That's finished by De La Cruz. EAC here reset. A quick 4-0 burst from the Bulldogs. Ngayon, pakinggan naman natin what Daphne has to say on the sidelines. What do you have for us, Daphne?
Migs and Justin, I had a chance to talk to Coach Noy Catalan of the EAC Generals earlier, and he told me how they are missing an important player for today, which is Jerolan Umandak, due to exams. With this, we can say that these players do not just work hard as an athlete, but also as a student. Going back to my conversation with Coach Noy, he added, and I quote, kahit ganon, alam ko namang magsi-step up ang mga bata, basta sumunod lang din sila sa sistema. So let's see if the Generals will be able to secure a back-to-back win today. Migs and Justin?
Thank you, Daphne. And obviously a big loss, no? Right now for EAC, ito si Umandak. But again, student-athlete, nauuna ang pagiging estudyante. Kailangan exams muna. Hindi rin makakalaro yan if mababa yung grades. Di ba, Justin?
Tama, tama. So it's okay, you know, for times like this, you know, it's the preseason or quote-unquote the off-season. So, you know, it's good to focus on studies and focus on your future, and then just come back to the team when they're ready, when they're done with their responsibilities. Pero si Umandak had a great game last game, 18 points, 5 out of 10 from the 3-point line. So that's going to be a big missing key here for EAC. So let's see, next man up, tinan natin kung sino gonna fill that role there for Umandak.
Well, they're obviously going to be looking at EJ Castillo. I mean, he's now on the floor, coming off the bench. Pero hindi magpapatalo dyan sina Shanoda and itong si Kyle Ochavo. These guys just waiting on the wings for their opportunity as the shot clock reads 14. Ochavo working on the much bigger Jolo Navarro, but draws the foul. And timeout will be called by the Generals. Game is tied at 10 with 3.5 remaining. We'll be right back for more action. Stay tuned.
Enjoy high-speed internet with one of Smart's best ever promos. Whether you need big data on a budget or worry-free Unli internet, get these Smart Wi-Fi promos today.
Hindi aabot ang data. Nice!
Don't worry. Be Unli with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus Unli Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now.
My future.
Right? What's the plan? I have a plan. The new Smart Junior Plan. Made for me. For only learning, only experiences, only connections at just $4.99. It's a plan as good as yours. New Smart Junior Plan.
And returning to the battle of Mother League underdogs in the EAC Generals and the NU Bulldogs. First timeout called by head coach Noy Catalan. What do you think they're seeing here so far, Justin? Nagpapakiramdaman pa with 3 minutes remaining in the first. What's good? What's bad? What's the ugly here?
What I like about EAC so far is they're running the sets. nakikita mo, they're getting some good reads, they're making good reads, but they're not finishing yet.
Yet.
So, pag they start getting that flow, getting that rhythm of finishing the shots that they have, I think it's gonna be just fine here for EAC. Eto namang si NU Bulldogs, I think they need to start playing more inside with Solomon kasi kitang-kita natin yung height difference. So try to play through him, and then, you know, once he gets things going, they can easily kick out to their shooters at the wings. And then now we see Mark Parks. And, you know, Mark Parks has the body of a 3 and D. He can get things done on the offensive end and on the defensive end. And we see EJ Castillo is in the game too. So hopefully we see NU put Mark Parks on EJ Castillo. Correct. And that's going to be a fun matchup.
Exactly as you predicted. Parks on Castillo. EAC with 10. Angeles, he can make those shots but takes a fake. Shanoda puts the ball on the floor, and that's gonna be a travel. A drag on that pivot foot. Kitang-kita ni Dennis Escaros yun. Matic yun na travel para kay Dennis.
And that call, yung ganun na traveling violation, once a game, at least, tinatawag yun here at the college level. No?
Dito, once a quarter eh. Parang once every 2 quarters. Sa napansin ko, Justin ah. Pero, you know, yan yung mga kailangan i-correct eh. Kasi hindi sila makakatakas. I mean, especially in their mother leagues, mas stricto mga yan. So ngayon, good job by our referees na ina-uphold na kagad yung standard na gano'n. Quick shot inside, that's gonna be a foul. So off to the line. So 2 free throws here for the Bulldogs. With 2.5 remaining here in game number 1 as NU takes the lead. Misses the second. And pumasok na ngayon ang team captain ng EAC Generals na si Joshua Tolentino. Shanoda with a handoff to Young Mamba. Gets the switch on a much bigger Solomon. That's gonna be a tough cover. Doon hirap si EJ Castillo. Sorry, si Navarro pala, rather.
Great job by Navarro, not fouling there, even though EJ Castillo got physical with him a bit there. Great swipe, great body control, making sure you don't foul, and now they have the basketball.
Actually, yan yung mga nagiging check kay EJ Castillo. No? Once he's guarded by a bulkier and or taller defender, doon na check yung footwork niya. And he can't get to his spots as easily. So that's something that he has to improve on.
I think one thing that he could focus on when he goes against much taller players is not forcing the issue. Let it come to you. If you see a bigger man is being switched onto you, try to attack right away. Try to attack the top foot, whatever top foot they have. Try to attack it. Try to cut off that angle and use your body a little bit more. Don't try to dribble too much kasi they're just going to stay there. You know, titilan na lang nila. So let's see if he can try to adjust here in this game as he has bigger defenders on him. And right now it's Mark Parks versus EJ Castillo.
Trying to find Angeles. There's the preliminary pick. Back to Tolentino. Shot clock reads 3. EAC has to go here. EJ puts it up. Gets the shot up, but that's a shot clock violation. Pero kaya ni EJ yung mga tira na ganun eh. Yung mga last minute na floater na ganun. That's in his arsenal. 100%.
It's nice to see now, even though it's a shot clock violation, he was able to get that shot up and it goes in, and that's a good ego thing. That's a good confidence boosters na kahit shot clock violation, napasok pa rin niya yung tira niya.
Manansala against 3. No, Bulldogs with the rebound. Locsin can't finish. Generals now. Castillo there on the wing. Angeles takes it for himself. And the Generals will reset. Tolentino with a pick from Loristo. Excellent anticipation by the Bulldogs. Locsin with the DHO to Manansala. Shot clock now at 15. Solomon sets the pick. Nobody close to Parks. But that's probably the reason. Tolentino sees the trailing Shanoda. One dribble blocked from behind, but stays with it. Clean up.
Great recovery there by Shanoda. That's what you want to see. You don't want to give up on a play too fast. You know, even though he got blocked, he kept with it. Even though Navarro is a much taller player, great effort there by the red shirts.
And parang nabubutas yung depensa ng EAC dun sa may right wing, no? Once someone sets a pick against one of their guards, parang gitnaan lang yung binibigay, kaya nagkaroon ng clear lane itong si Mark Parks kanina. But let's see if there's gonna be an adjustment. And Locsin playing a little monkey in the middle with AJ Castillo.
Okay, dun yung unselfishness between those two players, Locsin and Navarro. And let's see if EAC can get a last shot.
Castillo playing with his food. Little fade away, but food too hot. Shot clock will run out. And that is the end of the first quarter. 14-12 as the Bulldogs take on the early lead against the feisty Generals, the 4th and 5th seed of Group Edge, battling for position in the continuation of the eliminations of the Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup. We'll be right back for the second quarter as we take a look at these highlights. So far, the Bulldogs matching up in a 2-point lead against EAC. Babalikan naman natin, a lot of action to be played. Stay tuned for the Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup. And the second quarter is about to go underway as another 10 minutes before the first half. You are watching the Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup. You can catch our games via www.pusop.com, the Smart Sports Facebook page, and the Pinoyliga Cup's Facebook and YouTube channel. Our official outfitter, LGR, official venue partner, ENDERUN Colleges, official ticketing partner, Ticket to Me. Special thanks to our partners as well in Yokohama Diamonds, Pinoyliga.com, Smart 5G, and Buffalo's Wings and Things. We are a proud member of the Samahang Basketball ng Pilipinas. And you trying to find the gap here. Loristo a bit too much space. And you taps it to themselves. Locsin trickles down for the friendly bounce, up by 4.
And there's the rebound game that we're talking about. If you're EAC, you don't want to give second chance opportunities to NU if you want to stay in this game.
Shinoda provides the pick. Tolentino gets the switch. Loristo in no man's land. Angeles, quick spin. Inside to Jello. And fadeaway is good. Jello Loristo, one of the better defenders of this general squad, no? There is something that he can also improve, I think, is his ISO game. Something na kayang-kaya niya. He has the build, he has the length to be a threat to other teams. Pero he has to have like this perimeter shot, this post-up game, something that maybe EAC can look at.
Alam naman natin in this game today, 3-and-D guys are one of the most valuable assets you can have on a team. So if you have size and you could shoot the three, you could have an offensive game, and you can defend, that's a valuable asset for any team.
Locsin on Tolentino, like white on rice, but gets that pick just off the back rim. Here come the Bulldogs. Locsin against the much slower Castillo and finishes. Looking like a Jason Castro. Itong si Jid Locsin, no? Okay, talking about the guard matchup of EAC and NU, EAC, obviously, we have Joshua Tolentino, EJ Castillo, Kyle Ochavo, Nicole Quinal. Pero itong NU, they're being carried by this Jid Locsin and kanina si Tebol Garcia. So definitely a force to be reckoned with as Shanoda finishes the end one inside. Gets a trip to the free throw line.
Shanoda is looking active in today's game. And great patience working on the post. Didn't rush it. Used his body, used his strength. Get into the middle of the chest of your defender. And there it is. He got a foul, and he has an opportunity to make it +1.
Shanoda makes one. And EAC started to pick up the ball handler a little earlier here. Locsin all the way, kicks his leg out, and that's an obvious offensive foul.
Pero alam mo, gusto ko tong pace ni Jid Locsin. Pine-pressure siya, pero he knows how to slow down, he knows how to speed up, and the change of direction of the kid, I like it.
Mukhang may MMA background to, no? Kasi may flying knee na natutunan eh. Kaya niya eh.
Pwede, no? Pwede.
Hindi lang pala, you know, sa resume, no? Point guard for NU. Tapos MMA expert.
Flying kick.
Flying kick pala. You know? Ball continues. Tolentino through a flurry of screens. Out to EJ. Attacks that pick immediately. Tries to drop it off, but EAC stays with it.
Yun yung sinasabi mo sa akin kanina pre-game. When he tries to go left, tries left counter
medyo nahihirapan
siya.
Yep. But EAC will talk it over once again. Down by 1 with 7 remaining. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Enjoy high-speed internet with one of Smart's best ever promos. Whether you need big data on a budget or worry-free Unli internet, get these Smart Wi-Fi promos today.
Back into the action here with 7 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Mukhang wala pang masyado nakakahigit dito. We know both of these teams have the capability and firepower to get that early lead and not looking back at all, but both neck and neck here. Shanoda gets the friendly bounce again after that end one earlier. Take the lead by 1.
I like his energy right now. I like his involvement, his aggressiveness. So let's see if he can keep it out throughout the whole game with Omandak not here today.
Definitely big shoes to fill here for the big men specifically of EAC. Parks with all day to shoot. Right wing 3 does not connect. Ball stays with the NU Bulldogs.
Great job by Jid Locsin, keeping the ball active and keeping the ball in their possession. Extra possessions means extra opportunities to score.
And timeout again will be called as we will take a break in the action. Stay tuned. Huwag kayong aalis, mga kaliga.
No worries dahil only ang saya will TNT Saya All. May only FB, only IG, only Messenger, only TikTok, only ML, only Chikahan, plus data for all apps and sites. Sulit talaga, kaya lipat at load na sa TNT. Hindi aabot ang data. Nice!
Don't worry. Be Unli with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus Unli Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now.
And quick timeout called, but back to the action here as EAC takes a 1-point lead. None of them breaking into a big run so far with 6.5 remaining in the second. Both teams known for the defensive intensity. Both teams known for very good systems. But any other edge that of these squads here, Justin?
I think, you know, both of these teams, parang you could say that they're evenly matched. But one thing that's going to make a difference is just the energy and the effort. And that's what you see here with Tolentino with that layup. That was acrobatic.
Di ko alam kung saan niya natutunan yun.
Oh, grabe yun
Parang kinuha yung barya sa bulsa, dineposit sa bantay bata. Di ko lang kung saan galing yun. If pumasok yun, dapat EAC panalo by default.
Oh, dapat grabe yun eh. Grabe.
Feeling ko default yun. But that begun from the active hands of Joshua Tolentino. And that's what the EAC guards are so dangerous with, no?
Yes.
Especially, yun nga, Joshua Tolentino. You have Kylo Chavo, but acrobatic shot after acrobatic shot. Dennis Lacunsay. Hindi pumasok kayo kay Tolentino, pero siya naman, with a trick shot of his own, gets a trip to the free throw line for 2+1.
Ito na yun. Maybe this is the time where both of these teams are gonna start really going at each other, as we're seeing guys flying and active hands. And let's see here. Sana ito na yung magiging start of runs, because basketball is a game of runs, you know. So it just takes 1-10-0, 8-0 run for a team to really get going. So let's see if either of these teams can get it done here in the second quarter.
Pero kumbaga, kung ikukumpara ko sa scene itong dalawang team to, parang slow burn sila pareho.
Tama.
Parang mala Goodwill Hunting, Pursuit of Happiness yung mga pelikulang to eh. Na they're always gonna go with what works. Not like very bursty teams na hindi sila mag-iinit sa tres a lot, hindi sila dire-diretsong makarun. Like they go on these 4-6-0 runs, and that's gonna give them leverage into defensive energy naman. Kinal, double pump on that shot, and you makes him pay. Here come the Bulldogs. Lacunsay pulls it back. De La Cruz tries to find the DHO for Locsin, but look at the defense by Dehara. Postanes, obviously a defensive substitution here for Coach Noy Catalan. Great call here. Just bailed out by that ticky-tack foul, which is going to be called against Rico Postanes. And as NU takes this ball out, pakinggan natin, what do you have for us, Daphne Lozano?
Tooth and nail in the first quarter until this very moment. NU's assistant coach said Labing Isa encouraged the team to not just go hard but harder on both their offense and defense. Dinagdag pa niya how they aim to approach this game as a learning opportunity, maximizing the fact that they are against an NCAA team, especially in terms of physicality and intensity. Kailangan talaga nilang masanay dito. Migs and Justin.
Thank you, Daphne. And I think that's gonna be a measure for all teams here, no? Especially in any off-season tournament. Kasi that's the platform that Pinoyliga provides. As a preseason / off-season tournament, dito nagkakakatian ng mga teams na otherwise hindi makikita eh. UAAP, NCAA, ISAA, NCRAA, ang daming leagues na mother leagues ng mga teams na to. And it gives them an opportunity, especially the coaches, to learn different systems as well. As Jolo Navarro takes his defender back to the weight room. Shanodan looking to answer back. Little drop step, but that's good defense there. But any thoughts on that, Justin? What do you think about that inside there?
I think, you know, you have a great point there. You know, teams go against other teams that, you know, you don't really see. And it's a good litmus test for these squads, you know.
Absolutely.
You get to see players that you see on TV in other leagues, you know, and you get to measure up. Kaya ko ba kalaban tong si this player A or this player B, or the coaches, I get to be in a chess match with one of the most legendary coaches in college basketball. So it's not only good for the teams, but it's good for college basketball overall in the Philippines. Kasi nakikita mo, like the other day, si Diliman College's Blue Dragons beat CSB.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing for college basketball. Kasi, you know, you go back 10 years ago and you say, you know, sa tingin mo kaya talunin ng Diliman College itong Benil Blazers?
Siguro yung first question is, ano yung Diliman College?
Exactly, diba?
Sino yun?
Sino yun?
Diba?
Saan yun?
Yeah.
And now the fact that we can see teams like that beat a heavily talented team.
Final Four.
Exactly.
Sa NCAA.
You see guys there that's going to be in the pros one day, and Diliman Colleges gets the dub. So it's going to be a great thing for college basketball here in the Philippines, this Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup.
Kinal trying to navigate through the screen, but foul given up, I believe, by Matt McCoy.
Medyo nakikita na natin ngayon ang intensity of both teams starting to pick up. Medyo gumigising na sila, and EAC a few possessions ago, they were really pressuring NU, but they were just called for a foul for pressuring too hard.
Yep. I think it's more of a personnel change for both of these teams na iba na yung mga forte. I mean, a lot of the teams here in the Pinoy Liga, or if not all, have the situational substitutions. Na kapag defense, okay, papasok natin tong string na to. Pag offense, papasok natin yung string na to. They're testing all of these plays through different sets of personnel to find the best balance and, of course, unlocking potential. Just like how he unlocked the perimeter there as a 3 goes down for Jolo Manansala.
Parang yung sinasabi mo when we used to play NBA 2K, makikita mo sa substitution, you could put in the 3-point shooting team or the defensive team, you know. And it's exactly like that for these coaches.
Kinal trying to create his own shot. NU will collect, and don't look now, but NU is up by 10. The biggest lead of the ball game so far in double digits.
I don't want to say that EAC came out flat, but they didn't come out with their usual energy.
I'd say so.
You know,
pero usually umaariba to kapag second half na talaga eh. Diyan natin malalaman. The first to second quarter usually is their feel-out time. Well, NU again, hindi pa natin pwede masukat na 1:1 against this general squad, but they have come out fiery as Manansala with a back-to-back hit. This time from the top of the key.
Great ball movement and set calling here for NU. They're getting really good shots, nothing too forced. They're coming from their sets, and that's what you like to see.
And sinabi daw, mag-cool off muna tayo after that push from Joshua Devara. Kaya yun, napito, offensive foul.
And we saw there a triangle offense set there from EAC. So let's see if they keep going to that. You know, it's a very classic offense, kumbaga. Pero it still works in modern basketball since, you know, the triangle offense is more about reads, more about IQ, and, you know, you let the players decide what they want to do with that triangle offense.
Pero sa mga hindi nakakaalam, you know, Justin, ng ano ba ibig sabihin ng triangle offense? Kasi may mga manonood tayo na pamilya, kaibigan, pinsan, baka kapitbahay na mga naglalaro lang ngayon or just common basketball fanatics. What does a triangle offense mean? What does it benefit? Is there specific personnel that fits a triangle offense or a specific team? Talk us through just a bit there.
You know, the triangle offense, if you know Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant,
of course,
they've used this offense with Phil Jackson, one of the best, if not the best coach to ever coach this sport. But the triangle offense, you'll always see a triangle formation on one side of the court, and on the opposite side, it will be a pinch post action. So usually, yung first option yan is trying to get it into the post, and two players will go away, and then you'll see players do a banana cut, you'll see a staggered screen. So it's more for like positionless players na kayang tumira ng 3 points, kayang pumasa, kayang mag-read into these. You know, it's more of reading talaga the triangle offense. You know, if you kick it to, if you push it to the corner player, the player that passes to the corner will cut all the way through, and then it will be filled up by the opposing guard on the other end. And then the other thing you could do is give it to the pinch, and then there's going to be a two-man action there. So there's a lot of things you could do with the triangle offense. So let's see if EAC here can execute and get some baskets off that set.
Tuloy natin kwentuhan mamaya. We'll be right back for more action. Stay tuned. We were talking about the triangle offense earlier, Justin, no? And it benefits these teams, as you mentioned, playing positionless basketball. And for those watching at home, no, positionless ang ibig sabihin yan is kahit sentro ka o gwardya, kaya mong pumoste, kaya mong mag-shot create, kaya mong tumira sa tres. And that's exactly what both of these teams are. And I think lahat ng teams ngayon sa college, kaya na yun eh.
Yes, yes. And, you know, CEAC, makikita mo, their big man can shoot threes
Lahat.
and they could go inside. So, yung triangle offense, very catered for this EAC team.
Luxin tries to get... Sorry, that's not Luxin. That's Tebol Garcia trying to get it across. Shot clock now reads 10. Goes corner hunting, but out of stock. But resets here with 10. Garcia. Susubukang hanapin dito si Jedrick Solomon. Right wing 3. That's good.
Wow. And you shooting the lights out from 3 points right now. And
again, that's Jolo Manansala. He has 3 threes now. And he's the reason that NU is up this big. But EAC just continuing to struggle, finding the bottom of the bucket here. As NU will try to go for the last shot. Garcia milking the clock. Finds Manansala on the fake. Step back 3-pointer. A little too much sauce on that last one. And that's going to be the end of the first half. Jolo Manansala with 3 threes in the first half, putting NU up by as much as 14. The biggest lead in this skirmish. And this is the Mother League underdog matchup for game number 1 between the NU Bulldogs and the EAC Generals. We'll be right back for the second half as we continue with the continued coverage of the Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup. Stay tuned, mga kaliga. Don't go away.
Do you love the game? To preserve it, you must follow the FIBA Code of Conduct at all times, which means betting on basketball is strictly forbidden. Asking family or friends to bet for you is not allowed either. You must never improperly influence results or incidents within a game, no matter how small, or engage in corrupt conduct by either giving or receiving a bribe. Never share inside information with anyone who could use it for betting. FIBA closely monitors betting markets. It has eyes on any suspicious activity, sending investigators to interview players and gather evidence every time there is a suspicion of match fixing. Remember, as a professional, your behavior matters, especially in the way you treat your teammates, fellow players, staff, and others outside the game. Abuse, whether physical, psychological, or sexual, is strictly prohibited. The way you behave away from the court is equally important. Any action that risks damaging the reputation of the game can be sanctioned by FIBA 2. And if you witness an actual or even potential violation, you must report it to FIBA immediately or risk receiving a sanction yourself. You can carry out this duty anonymously using the reporting tool on the FIBA website. The integrity of our sport is at stake, so you have the obligation to cooperate fully with any investigation into a possible infringement. This includes handing over your phone, personal devices, and any financial records requested. Failure to cooperate will result in a suspension. Breaking any of these rules could get you a 100,000 Swiss franc fine and a lifetime ban from the sport. Even attempting to break a rule could land you in trouble. Above all, play with respect, reject corruption, gambling, and all other dangers to the sport, and use basketball to make a better world. This is our game. Play it straight.
Hindi aabot ang data. Nice!
Don't worry. Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now.
No worries dahil only ang saya will TNT Saya All. May only FB, only IG, only Messenger, only TikTok, only ML, only chikahan, plus data for all apps and sites. Sulit talaga, kaya lipat at load na sa TNT.
We started ang family business talaga namin. Talaga sari-sari store ang negosyo namin. So sa sari-sari store namin, same building, meron kaming on the side na dress shop. Yan ang sabi ni Mama. Dress shop, hindi pa to sports. I mean, nagagawa lang kami, nagre-repair lang kami ng mga damit. From there, may pumunta sa kanyang friend or client na nagpagawa ng parang how many pieces of t-shirts. So from there, yung makina niya, kaya naman gawin yung shirt, doon na nag-start yung paggawa niya ng uniforms. Kung paano yung sinimulan ni Mama, siguro yun pa rin naman yung nararamdaman namin. Pero in a different perspective na. Talagang pag nanood ngayon tayo ng TV, when we watch yung different sports, kunyari nanood tayo ng basketball, makikita natin yung PBA. Pag nanood tayo ng volleyball, makikita natin yung LGR. Iba na yung pakiramdam na yung brand is overall, nakikita na lahat.
Enjoy high-speed internet with one of Smart's best ever promos. Whether you need big data on a budget or worry-free Unli internet, get these Smart Wi-Fi promos today.
Hindi aabot ang data! Nice!
Don't worry! Be Only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now!
No worries dahil only ang saya will TNT Saya All. May only FB, only IG, only Messenger, only TikTok, only ML, only chikahan, plus data for all apps and sites. Sulit talaga, kaya lipat at load na sa TNT.
We started ang family business talaga namin. Talaga sari-sari store ang negosyo namin. So sa sari-sari store namin, same building, meron kaming on the side na dress shop. Yan ang sabi ni Mama. Dress shop, hindi pa to sports. I mean, nagagawa lang kami, nagre-repair lang kami ng mga damit. From there, may pumunta sa kanyang friend or client na nagpagawa ng parang how many pieces of t-shirts. So from there, yung makina niya, kaya naman gawin yung shirt, doon na nag-start yung paggawa niya ng uniforms. Kung paano yung sinimulan ni Mama, siguro yun pa rin naman yung nararamdaman namin. Pero in a different perspective na. Talagang pag nanood ngayon tayo ng TV, when we watch yung different sports, kunyari nanood tayo ng basketball, makikita natin yung PBA. Pag nanood tayo ng volleyball, makikita natin yung LGR. Iba na yung pakiramdam na yung brand is overall, nakikita na lahat.
Enjoy high-speed internet with one of Smart's best ever promos. Whether you need big data on a budget or worry-free Unli internet, get these Smart Wi-Fi promos today.
My future.
Right? What's the plan?
I have a plan. The new Smart Junior Plan. Made for me. For only learning, only experiences, only connections at just $4.99. It's a plan as good as yours. New Smart Junior Plan.
Hindi aabot ang data. Nice!
Don't worry. The Only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now.
Hello mga kaliga, you're still tuned in to Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup. And before we proceed to the second half, beside me is Miss Jerica, the physical therapist of the EAC Generals, for our halftime interview. So Miss Jerica, thank you so much po for joining me here even at the last minute for our interview. So yun, matanong ko lang po kayo, ano po ang inyong masasabi sa pinapakita ng team nyo, especially during the first half, as the perspective of their PT?
Yung teamwork po. Teamwork as a team po, and nagsusuportahan po sila as
Ayan, madagdag ko lang, since you are on the side na naghahabol, or do you have any words of encouragement for your team para makahabol sila?
galingan pa lalo nila, and magsuportahan and ibigay yung best as a team po.
And Miss Jerica, do you have any shoutouts, lalo na sa mga nanonood ng live stream ngayon?
Shout out sa mga PT intern sa AIAC po. Lahat ng yun lang po.
A woman with small words talaga si ma'am. But thank you so much, ma'am, for joining me here in the halftime interview. Balik sa inyo, Migs and Justin.
Thanks, Daphne. And EAC on the short end of the stick right now as they are down by 14 against this raging Bulldog team that has gone out the gates, and it was fueled by this Jolo Manansala performance. As you take a look at the stats, why don't you talk us through here, Justin?
And we talked about pregame, the rebounding department. So let's start there. As we could see here, NU only up 2, which is not bad. But the glaring stat here for EAC and why they're most likely they're down is the 3-point category. They're 0 for 8. They can't hit a shot from the outside, and they're also 9 for 20 from overall field goal. So, I think that's where they could focus on, is getting more quality shots, getting better shots, creating more for their teammates, and I think that will give them a better chance to come back in this game.
And all those 3 threes from NU coming from one person in Jolo Manansala, so 10 misses from other different people sa Bulldog squad, and 3 lang ang pumasok, all just by the same person. Kaya sila lamang ng 14 ngayon kontra sa EAC Generals. Pero tignan naman natin who were the main stars so far. Shanoda with 9 points, Bagay with 4, and Bakod with 2 for EAC here. Manansala with 10, Jid Locsin with 7, and Navarro with 6 for NU. So obviously only one person breaching double digits so far in this ball game. I'd say it's a pretty low scoring game considering the firepower of both of these squads. I mean, EAC is star-studded, NU has a lot of heavyweights as well. So definitely a lot of basketball still to be played in the second half of this game.
And 21 points in the first half, something parang off-brand sa EAC with their pace, you know. So let's see if they can pick up the intensity. I think yun yung pinakakulang sa EAC right now, is the offensive intensity, getting things going, getting things to push the ball. Early offense, I think that's their biggest strength, is Kyle Ochavo or Tolentino to get the basketball, get it from the big man when they rebound it, and push the ball. Early drag screen, in the triangle offense, pwede yun. Pwede ka mag-early drag, pwede mo na push sa pinch post. So let's see if they can capitalize on that. And para na naman dito sa NU, I think Manansala having that kind of confidence right now.
That's infectious. It could be.
Yeah, so let's see if NU can keep up the pace here. They're at 35 points, here in the first half, coming into the second half. So let's see here if NU can keep setting up Manansala. If not, they could go to the big man inside, or they could look for Ray Parks. They have a lot of weapons. Mark Parks, I'm sorry. They have a lot of weapons, and let's see if they could go to that here in the second half.
And sa mga kakatunghay lang, kakapanood lang ng Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup, you are watching the continued coverage of our esteemed league. You can catch our games via www.pusop.com, the Smart Sports Facebook page, the Pinoyliga Cup's Facebook and YouTube channel. Special thanks to our official venue partner in the ENDERUN colleges, our official outfitter in LGR, our official ticketing partner in Ticket to Me, and I'd have to interrupt as Loristo throws it down hard for EAC. And special thanks to our partners as well in Smart 5G, Yokohama Diamonds, EMILIO Hotel Manila, and Pinoyliga.com. We're a proud member of the Samahang Basketball ng Pilipinas. What a read by Kyle Ochavo on that last play. He immediately understood that Loristo, no one on him, and Jello just throwing it down.
And finally, we start to see some pace here from EAC.
Yep.
That happened with pushing the ball, getting into an early drag right there after the first, swing. And that's what you want to see. And here we go. EAC finally getting some rhythm on the offensive end.
And we talked about Jello Loristo's offensive arsenal earlier, but he is gladly proving me wrong right now. And the pull-up jumper is good by Manansala, pushes him up to 12.
Jolo Manansala really staying hot here in the third quarter. So let's see. I'm sure NU is going to keep going to him, having a hot hand like that.
Castillo doubled there, forcing Loristo on that high post. Ochavo trying to lose Sparks, puts him on skates, but could not complete the highlight reel.
Oh my goodness.
Could have been a highlight there. Absolutely. Parks, I thought was about to propose to Ochavo, but a bit too high there. Mukhang nahilo sa biyahe yun. Not even close for that shot by Garcia. Castillo, there's that jump stop. Quick swing to Kinal. Pull-up jumper is pure.
Good start from EAC. This is what you want. They're getting good looks. They're not forcing the issue. So let's see. Let's see if they can keep it up, and that's going to put them in a good position.
We've said this a million times, Justin, but EAC is not in a position to trade baskets with NU right now. I mean, they're down by 12. Yes, their offense is flowing, but they have to get some stops.
That's number one. The biggest key right now for EAC is get stops.
Parks almost fumbles it, and NU completes the turnover, and EAC defense is back alive.
On cue yung pagkasabi natin na they need stops. They get one here, and this is going to be an important possession. This is going to be a good momentum swing if they could get a basket here.
Ochavo out to Nicole Kinal. Finds Castillo with the screening Shanoda. That's the pull-up jumper for EJ, and that's his first shot and miss.
EJ really quiet this game, so let's see if this second half he can get some momentum going and get some baskets flowing.
Garcia trying to manufacture a shot, tapped away by Kyle Ochavo. Castillo onto the race and ahead of everyone else.
Yeah, and that's what we want to see. Get some steals, get some stops, push it ahead, have some guards leak out. That's their game, and now we're seeing it flow here.
And Shanoda gets the basket. Whistled for the foul as well, 2+1. And back-to-back turnovers forced by the Generals just before they cross that half-court mark. That's what we talk. Yun nga sinasabi ko sa'yo, Justin. First half talagang sleeping dragon yan ng EAC. Pero pag third quarter, okay, tambak na kami, pwede na.
Pwede na. Kailangan pala tambakan muna bago sila,
Just a bit. Or kahit anong estado ng laro, pagdating na ng third and fourth quarter, dyan na medyo nag-tune up yung mga teams natin.
Parang pagdating sa halftime break, nakita na nila anong kailangan adjustments that they need to do. And see here, EAC, defensive intensity is higher, offensive intensity is higher, so let's see if they can keep it up.
Swings it back to the corner, finger roll, no good. This ball stays with NU.
Good contest from most of the players closing out for EAC.
Yeah, I was just about to say. Down the baseline here, they'll alley-oop play. And that's an escape route for Richard Humamoy, finishing on the inside.
And a great execution there.
Jolo Manansala.
Yeah, Jolo Manansala, really impressive this game. The confidence is there, the aggressiveness is there, and he's not doing too much. He's just doing what he needs to do on the offensive end.
I mean, taking a look at the percentage here for NU, they shot 28 out of 65 in their last game against UP Team 2, shooting 43% from the field. So definitely a more of the efficient teams, pero pwede pa ma-improve yan. A lot of these teams shoot above 50% to stay efficient, to stay active, and to stay ahead of the curve. But NU shooting at a much better percentage today. That's that little push shot, call that the time zone push.
Time zone
Yung
push.
mga ganun.
Oh, sa arcade, no?
Oh, for sure, alam din na Justin yan, na Justin Almeida. Tuwing nagko-cover kami, si Drex de los Reyes, master yan ng push shot. Pero pakinggan naman natin, anong kwento ni Daphne Lozano? Daphne, what do you have for us?
EJ Castillo, one of the sought-after players right now due to his perimeter ISO plays and graceful performance, shared to me earlier how he looks up to Michael Jordan, Allen Iverson, and Kobe Bryant, also known as the point-making trifecta. I also asked EJ that now he's on the spotlight, especially on social media, how does he handle the pressure? And he said in his own words, pressure is a privilege. Bunga yan nung naging hard work ko. Ibig sabihin may ginagawa akong tama kaya dapat patuloy ko lang yung pagbibigay ng best ko. Mga kaliga, there is no ounce of arrogance in this kid. Humble in all ways, always. Do you agree, Migs and Justin?
Thank you, Daphne, and 100%. I mean, this guy has clawed and toothed his way out from the EAC Brigadier program, seeing now as he touts this EAC General jersey, looking up to just huge names in the NBA industry. Pero mamaya, tutuloy natin ang kwentuhan as EAC down by 9 against NU 41-32. Stay tuned, mga kaliga.
My future.
Right? What's a plan? I have a plan. The new Smart Junior Plan. Made for me. For only learning, only experiences, only connections at just $4.99. It's a plan as good as yours. New Smart Junior Plan.
No worries dahil only ang saya will TNT Saya All. May only FB, only IG, only Messenger, only TikTok, only ML, only chikahan, plus data for all apps and sites. Sulit talaga, kaya lipat at load na sa TNT.
And great mindset there from the young man, EJ Castillo. Pressure is a privilege.
Absolutely.
You know? And that's what you want to see from a rookie, you know, knowing that, you know, sa kanya, it's a privilege to feel that kind of pressure, and he just wants to keep working hard and really put his head down and just keep going. And that's what you want from a young guy that has that much potential.
Pero ngayon, it looks like the pressure is getting the better of him today against this Bulldog squad, no? Has limited touches here for EJ, not a lot of rotations in his favor, as a quick jab there from NU but could not convert. So this is Dennis Laconsay to the free throw line.
You know, one thing EJ can do, you know, if you're having an off night on offense, alam naman natin sa depensa.
Bawi ka na lang.
Oh,
Yep.
bawi ka lang. Punta ka sa depensa. Doon, walang off night sa defense kasi defense is all about effort. Yun na lang
always.
Yan. So, you know, that's what he can do. Just go play some hard defense, get some stops, you know, make it hard for whoever you're defending, and just let your offense come kasi doon na yung talent niya, doon naman yung hard work niya. So, you know, every basketball player, Michael Jordan, Allen Iverson, Kobe Bryant, mga idol niya, they have off nights.
Absolutely.
So
always.
Always yan.
Always.
Know? So just get back on D, you know, let the effort do the talking and go from there.
And you picking it up as they pick up their guards now on the backcourt. But Chavo finds Doristo. There's the backdoor cut by Ochavo. Finds Doristo. And that is excellent execution by EAC. That is textbook.
That's textbook triangle offense right there. You know, you saw triangle formation on the right side, but they went to the pinch post. They attacked middle. The help was there, and the dump was there. Kyle Ochavo, great read there. And that's what you want to see. You know, yung pinag-uusapan natin kanina na once EAC gets some flow in the offense, gets some better shots, things are going to look better for them. And right now, the lead is only down to 9.
And you trying to capitalize here. Finds Manansala. That's his spot. Tapped away out to EAC. And a bit early in the shot clock, but that was a good shot. A good shot selection there from the Bulldogs. Just did not hit the bottom of the bucket.
That's a good sign. You know, you're getting good shots up. You know, sometimes things just don't fall.
Chavo waiting for the pick here. There's the double screen. Kinal temporarily free. Loristo with the reshield. Kyle leaves his defender, floats it up as the shot clock winds down.
Great composure from the young man. Hindi siya nataranta na shot clock winding down na. He took his time, got to the spot, and a great finish.
Loxin drops it off, just leaves it short for number 25, that's De La Cruz.
Ito na ang EAC, medyo nabubuhayan na sila. Takbo
Here
sila
we
ng
go.
takbo eh.
Yep, this is exactly what we've been waiting for from this Generals team, but kudos to this Bulldog squad na they have remained composed. Hindi lang pumapasok yung mga tira nila. They have executed good sets. They're not forcing anything. Hindi sila nagmamadali. Talagang namatay lang yung apoy ng kanina.
They just need to keep doing what they're doing, keep running your sets, keep getting shots, and everything is just going to be okay kung ganun yung mangyayari.
Good box out by Laconsay. Here's the cross-court pass to Manansala. Immediately hounded by Kinal. Ochavo against a much larger defender. An offensive player, rather. Ochavo, here he comes. Faster than everybody else. Uses his body to block. Nobody home there. Manansala attacks the left. Too strong. Kyle looks to push. Finds Tolentino. Corner triple. Leaves it short. And here come NU again. Medyo nagmamadali masyado tong dalawang team na to. From the past few possessions, they have to recollect, they have to reset.
Getting a little too sloppy, you know. There's always a saying.
Just a bit.
Yeah, never play in a rush. You know, you can play fast,
but not rush.
Yeah, don't rush things, you know. So, as young players, talaga minsan, you play rush. You're young, you're gigil ka, gusto mong magpakita. So now it's just more about the point guards getting their teams together and try to tell them it's okay. Just play fast, but don't play rushed.
But that's a rare sight here in the Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup. 100%. As usually composed mga to. Just like that Dennis Laconsay shot. Here comes Tolentino to set the table for EAC. Oftana reads the screen and gets that shot to go. Huge three for EAC, and I think that's the first of the ball game.
Yes, after, you know, having 0 made three-pointers, they finally make one. Great fake pass by Oftana and great composure to get that three-pointer to go.
I mean, taking a look at the percentages last game, EAC shooting 12 out of 29 from 3, shooting a stellar 41%, but right now just making 1 out of, I believe, 15, if I'm not mistaken.
Off day talaga dito for EAC, and sometimes, you know, for you to only be down 6 points to NU and you're shooting 1 out of 15 from three-point land, that's a good sign. You know, you just have to keep going, keep shooting the basketball. Don't get discouraged by not having a good night. Just keep shooting, keep trusting your offense, and it'll eventually fall. Yun na lang yun.
Shot clock now at 18. Out to Tolentino again. And you awaiting the next move. Shot clock at 10. Tolentino from 4-point land. Lands it all the way from Manila. And that's the second three. Generals smell blood. Will NU stay composed?
Ito na yun. EAC starting to warm up, starting to heat up, and that's 2 threes already in the third quarter.
Here comes the pressure by the Generals. Shot clock at 5. But staying composed is Matt McCoy to calm down the fire ignited by the Generals.
Mamatay sunog there by McCoy. And, you know, that's what you need talaga. If you see another team, the opposing team, starting to really catch fire, you need to make plays to really, you know, take that ignition out, take that ignite of fire out para hindi sila patuloy-tuloy kasi kung hindi talagang they're just gonna keep going. They see that your back is against the ropes and they're gonna keep swinging, and slowing it down with the basket here for NU. That's a good sign.
Both teams with a run of their own. Kanina, about the second quarter mark, Jolo Manansala with 3 straight threes. And right now, it's EAC, courtesy of those threes by Oftana and Tolentino. Little full court press here from the Bulldogs, picking up intensity. Shot clock reads 12. Good press here by NU, but breaking it with ease as skating like Elsa in Frozen is Brian Angeles.
Brian Angeles went all the way to the rim with one sweet move and great aggressiveness from the young man.
Navarro with the handoff. Backward picks him up quickly. Tries to go one-on-one against Jethro. And another forced turnover for EAC.
Great defense there from EAC. And earlier in the game, they had that kind of same pressure, but they were fouling. But in this possession right here in the second half, they did not. And that's a great adjustment there para dito sa EAC. Pressure, but don't foul. And that rewards them some shot clock violations.
And I mean, that's something that young players can watch from both of these teams now. I mean, both very defensively intense teams, as a great backdoor play there from the Generals. And now to just within one, but defense without fouling is an art and a science as well. Loxin blocked from behind as the Generals stay on top.
This quarter started with a 14-point lead from NU, and now it's only down to 1. A great effort here by EAC coming back in the basketball game.
They have to take care of that alley-oop play. Almost in for that shot by Jolo Navarro, but we just blinked. 10 minutes have passed, but EAC is now just down by 1. Coming back from just above 14, the Generals have clawed and scratched tooth and nail for their position now. 47-46 is the score so far, with 10 more minutes remaining in regulation, as the Bulldogs have to take care of their lead extra now, as EAC coming up with a run of their own. Tolentino with a big 3, Loristo with a big slam, and Wilmar Oftana sparking that last third quarter run for the Generals. We'll be right back for fourth quarter action. Stay tuned for the continued action of the Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup.
No worries dahil only ang saya will TNT Saya All. May only FB, only IG, only Messenger, only TikTok, only ML, only Chikahan, plus data for all apps and sites. Sulit talaga, kaya lipat at load na sa TNT.
Three quarters have passed and the fourth quarter is now upon us. Once again, Migs Gonzalez here with Justin Alfonso and Daphne Lozano on the sidelines as our courtside reporter. You're watching the continued coverage of the Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup. You can catch our games live via www.pusop.com, the Smart Sports Facebook page, the Pinoyliga Cup's Facebook and YouTube channel. Special thanks to our official venue partner, the ENDERUN Colleges, our official ticketing partner, Ticket to Me, our official outfitter, LGR. Special thanks to our partners as well in Smart, Buffalo, Wings and Things, Yokohama Diamonds, Pinoyliga.com, and we are a proud member of the Smack Basketball ng Pilipinas. Once again, this is Miguel Alfonso Gonzalez. You can call me Migs with Justin Alfonso. Later on with Daphne Lozano. Papakinggan natin mamaya. But a roller coaster game to say the least here, Justin. We were expecting a blowout in the first half, I'd say, in favor of one of these teams, but they're giving us a show here on this hot Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah, EAC already up by 1 here coming into the fourth quarter. And, you know, once they went into their style of play of pushing the pace, trusting their system, and really staying aggressive on the offensive end, that's when things started to open up for them. And let's see if they can keep it up.
Oftana with a handoff to Tolentino. on an island. Welcome to Joshua Island. Breaking down his defender. But good job of staying afloat. Oftana does not connect. Great job by De La Cruz. Staying on the ground against Tolentino. Here he comes now. Almost loses it. There's the handoff to Parks. To the paint. De La Cruz with the push shot.
De La Cruz likes that little push shot. You know, he keeps doing it, and finally he gets one to go here.
Good transition D here by NU. As on the high post is Wilmar. Backing down Parks on the fade. Just in and out on that one. NU has to stop the bleeding here. They are just up by 1. Pass inside, broken up. Great presence of mind by Oftana there.
And in previous defensive possession, Mark Parks, great job really holding his own
Taking
against
a look
Oftana.
at the quarter scoring here. 14, 21, and 12 for NU, and EAC napako talaga sila sa 12 and 9 during the first half, but erupting for 25 in EAC in the third quarter rather. What was the secret behind that run there, Justin?
You know, the secret behind that run talaga is pushing the pace. When EAC pushes the pace and they look for the first best basket, that's when they're really, you know, doing their thing, as we can see right there. A great job with the pick and roll and a great read there, seeing 2 defenders was already on Tolentino, and they have to go to that, and that's what really works for them, and that's why they got that run, is really pushing the pace, challenging the defense, and really, I don't want to say force the issue, but
naman.
be the aggressor.
Yeah,
yun yung ginagawa
that's
ng
different.
EAC.
I like that much better. Kasi kung forced shot, kasi parang hindi sa sistema eh.
Tama. Pero dito si EAC, parang lahat ng ginagawa nila is through the system. You know?
I mean, credit to NU as well. They've gotten, I'd say, much more quality shots than EAC. It's just that nung third quarter, talagang pumotok mga to eh.
Yes.
So now, it's run after run. Who's gonna have the last laugh with 7 minutes remaining? Parks, emergency pass to the outside. Manansala to the corner. Parks. Yes, sir!
Ganda ng form ni Mark Parks, you know.
The lethal lefty. The lethal left shooting form.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kasi parang lahat ng kaliwete, ganoon talaga tumira eh.
Wala pa ako nakikitang left-hand shooter
Na
form.
talagang in front of the shoulder. Walang ganun.
Wala pa.
Sa delts lagi sa side delt.
Ganda ng mga forms ng mga lefty. Pati his older brother, Ray Parks, ang ganda-ganda
Oh
ng
yeah. They're both
shooting
left-handed.
form. Yeah, both left-handed.
Tolentino, Shanoda battling for position. Great up fake. And that's Jacob Shanoda for you. I mean, taking a look at Chris Jacob Shanoda, we've seen him in, I believe, the previous Next Man Cup and the previous Next Man Cup before the previous one. One of the mainstays of the Generals, a solid inside presence, a very active big man. If I had to draw a comparison, parang siyang Carlos Boozer, I'd say, from Chicago. No? He has that outside shot, don't let that fool you. Pero in terms of his overall basketball IQ, kasama niya sina Luwalding, sina Derrick Rose, I'd say a much shorter Carlos Boozer.
Yeah. Definitely not 6'9", you know.
No, he's not.
But yeah, great patience there from Shanoda. You know, that's what I've been seeing here this game. He's been really patient when he gets the ball down low. You know, he doesn't get rushed. He uses great job of his body. And as you can see, they didn't get a stop. But yeah, Shanoda, I like his game. He's very patient, and let's see what else he does here in the fourth quarter.
NU has done a very good job in putting the ball inside. I mean, the paint has been their safe haven against this Generals team. Not a lot of outside shots going in for them. So they really try to get that ball inside to Navarro, to Solomon, to ito rin sila Konsai, and right on cue, ito rin naman, Navarro with that inside shot. And looking at the score now, they're up by 6.
And, you know, for EAC, you know, they can't get discouraged by that too much. And NU's now starting to read that backdoor play a lot better.
Na-check na nila.
Na-check na nila. Dami ng deflections nila off that backdoor play.
Right. Garcia, high off the glass, just could not connect. Now with the chance, it's the Generals. Tolentino crosses him up. Out to Jetro. Shot clock at 10. A little two-man, big man game there. And a foul given up.
That's when, we're seeing here, NU's back up by 6, and EAC started to slow down. They're starting to have these ISO plays that isn't their style really,
They're playing hero ball here. As we take a look at this Amelie Hotel Manila assist of the game as Navarro with a clear lane to the hoop off that pass by, I believe that was Tebol Garcia. Back in the game is now EJ Castillo, hopefully getting more touches here. Kung titignan natin, babalik tanaw lang tayong konti. In the Pinoyliga Next Man Cup Finals, that was EAC versus CSB. A much-deserved Finals MVP award here for EJ Castillo. Huge plays down the stretch late in the fourth quarter. Overtime with heroics with MJ Raimundo and Joshua Tolentino, but EJ Castillo was just all over the place in a good way. Kasi pag all over the place, parang kalat eh.
Yes.
Pero this game, parang I'm not sure why not as utilized here by Coach Noy Catalan.
I think EJ tonight, parang nakita na Coach Noy na medyo off night a little bit, pero you can see the trust they have in him, putting him in the fourth quarter with 4 minutes and 32 seconds to go in a tight game. So maybe this is the chance for EJ here to really show what he can do and try to get his team the W.
4.5 minutes remaining. Quick rotate here. Gets it out to RJ Colonia, having a good run of himself in the first quarter. Ochavo out to Shanoda, up and under move. And that's Jacob Shanoda for you. He can run the floor, athletic finishes down the stretch. Definitely a huge asset for this EAC squad.
I really like when Kyle Ochavo is the point guard for EAC. Ang bilis nila.
Yeah.
And they start to get more baskets. So let's see if they can utilize, Kyle Ochavo being on the court right now and start running and pushing the pace.
Actually, parang ang delikado nga kapag, but later na lang yun. Three-pointer there is good for Jolo Navarro, extending his range. A little 7-point run for Jolo, but as I was saying, in terms of pushing the pace, I think EAC has their best luck when they have both Ochavo and Tolentino on the floor. Castillo kind of slows things down, but more on that later as a 3 laid up there for the Generals. 61-59. We'll be right back. Stay tuned, mga kaliga.
Enjoy high-speed internet with one of Smart's best ever promos. Whether you need big data on a budget or worry-free Unli internet, get these Smart Wi-Fi promos today.
Hindi aabot ang data. Nice!
Don't worry. Be Unli with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus Unli Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now.
Of the Bulldogs have been getting his playing minutes for the squad recently in the Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup. Coming from a family of renowned basketball players, his father, Bobby Ray Parks Sr., and his brother, Ray Parks Jr., Mark is fueled with love and guidance from his family. With that, I asked, what is the best advice that his dad gave him? And he said, and I quote, "As I work hard in everything that I do, I must put my heart into it. And most importantly, not settling for less and to keep pushing better." With the guidance of Jeff Napa and the NU basketball program, he believes that he can reach greater heights and write his own basketball narrative for himself. What are your thoughts on this, Mix and Justin?
Mark Parks, coming from a huge family of basketball superstars. Parks Sr., Bobby Ray Parks, a success in their own basketball careers. But Mark Parks does not feel any pressure at all of making a name bigger than theirs. Talagang just put your heart into it, work hard. But you've played professional basketball, Justin. What do you think about that?
I think that's credit to, his older brother and his father. Just like, kasi kumbaga, mararamdaman mo yung pressure na yun from your family. Kasi parang you have these big shoes to fill. But I think what's great about that is that they're letting Mark Parks grow into his own
Exactly.
player.
Yep.
And that's the kind of support that you want.
Yep.
You know, we're not trying to have you become like your dad or your brother.
Exactly.
Just be you. And that's a great environment to develop a player and really ayaw mo mawala yung love mo for the game.
For the game, yeah.
Kasi that's what
You
the
don't wanna
pressure
burn yourself
brings.
out.
Yes, exactly. That's
Yep.
the perfect way to say it. So, you know, credit to his family and credit to Mark Parks, not letting that kind of pressure. I'm sure a lot of people outside of their family say a lot of things, and I'm glad that he's not letting that get to him.
Correct. And taking a look at his performance today, I mean, he's defended EJ Castillo very well. He's landed a corner three-pointer to change the favor of the game for NU as we reach the last 2-minute mark. Brought to you by Smart 5G. Can NU pull out with a win and put their record to 2-2, or can EAC go up positive to 3-2? 4-point lead here for the Bulldogs.
Exciting last 1 minute and 46 seconds left to go in our game. And let's see who's gonna have the clutch gene going down the stretch. You know, is it gonna be NU? Is it gonna be EAC?
I mean, I'm still the same prediction. I still have the same. I think the Generals will come back here. They thrive a lot under pressure, no? I mean, they do well in the clutch. Very composed team, pero that's not to discredit anything that the Bulldogs have done. As across the entire game, on average, I think NU has been more composed. But in terms of pushing the pace, EAC has seen more success.
And you know, NU has really, I agree with you. They've stayed composed kasi lumalamang yung EAC here and there, tapos
no problem.
Ang dami nilang runs, walang problema. Sila pa rin lamang ngayon.
But Nicole Quinal right on cue from the top of the key, a dagger down the Bulldogs' heart. Now just up by 1.
And see if they can stay composed and get a basket here. It's going to be a big possession for NU.
You have to be careful here. NU in the penalty, EAC with 2 fouls to give. Shot clock reads 4. They have to go quick now. They're going to force a shot here. 3-pointer on the way. It doesn't matter. I don't know how you spell success, but Jolo Manansala is somewhere there. Landing 3 big threes in the first quarter, having a huge run in the third quarter, and just killing and extinguishing the fire of the Generals here as NU is now up by 4. Shot so nice, you gotta see it twice. Shot clock was down to 2. And Manansala just launches it from the parking lot, picks it up with no problem at all. Battle continues. Stay tuned, mga kaliga. We'll be right back.
Enjoy high-speed internet with one of Smart's best ever promos. Whether you need big data on a budget or worry-free Unli internet, get these Smart Wi-Fi promos today.
What a shot by Jolo Manansala. They were up by 1 earlier, 63 to 62. And now putting a 2-possession cushion here for NU. What's going to be crucial here for EAC here, Justin?
I think EAC just needs to stay composed. You know, on the defensive end, get some stops. The time, you know, kind of not your friend. So you have to get something quick here. And come back on defense, get a stop, and, you know, put the game in your control, you know.
Correct.
Have the last shot, be the decision maker, be the enforcer, and let's see if they do just that.
Kicks it out to Ochavo. Now to Oftana. Kinal tries to go for another 3. Back-to-back threes for Nico Kinal. The pressure is a privilege. Game number 1 going down to the wire with the last 48.7 seconds. I wonder, it's going to be a head coach battle right now. The head coach Noy Catalan for EAC, head coach Jeff Napa for NU. It's going to be a chess match. We wonder what they're going to do, but let's see what they have later on. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
My
future.
Right? What's the plan? I have a plan. The new Smart Junior Plan. Made for me. For only learning, only experiences, only connections at just $4.99. It's a plan as good as yours. New Smart Junior Plan.
No worries dahil only ang saya will TNT Saya All. May only FB, only IG, only Messenger, only TikTok, only ML, only chikahan, plus data for all apps and sites. Sulit talaga, kaya lipat at load na sa TNT.
This game is going down to the wire. Justin, I mean, both of these teams, medyo low intensity nung first half. Definitely picked up in the third quarter, and fourth quarter, pedal to the absolute metal for both of these squads. Anything can happen right now.
Anything can happen right now, 66-65. You know, like you said, it's going to be a chess match between these two coaches. It's going to be a battle between the two sets of players. It's all about going to be decision making. It's all about be reaction, and let's see who will do that better.
Pero palamigan na ng dugo dito. Shot clock at 14. Who's gonna come up big? The roller, the rim run. Reverse layup is no good, but foul will be called.
Great quick hitter play there by NU.
That was a great play.
Great play, great play.
Take a look at this. I mean, they got the guard out of position. Shanoda with the help. That was prime position for De La Cruz to finish at the rim. But great defense by EAC. You'd rather give up the foul than an easy basket.
Right, and you know, that play really took the help out of position. And that's what really caused EAC to foul, is they had to help. They had to move over the split line. And when they had that dump down, they had to react back. They had to go back to the opposite side, and that's what took them out of position. So that's a great job by NU, really having the help defense commit.
Free throws are split, but that's gonna be a foul as well against De La Cruz. So medyo double whammy yun for NU. Splitting not only the free throw trip, sorry, triple whammy I'd say. Splits the free throw trip, gets the rebound itong EAC, and penalty pa itong NU.
And, you know, we're going down to the free throw battle here, going down the wire. Si NU last game, 7 out of 8 free throw. Tapos ito naman si EAC, they were 12 out of 15. So both teams shot, you know, fairly decently at the free throw line. And let's see if they can make it count here when it actually counts. Just penalty pa ata itong si
NU's in the penalty right now. EAC has one more foul to give, and both teams have one timeout each. But Bagay with a miss, but a big rebound here for the Generals. Huge second chance. They can go for the lead here. Ochavo breaks it down. Floater no good. Battle for the board. NU comes out on top. They can push it here. And they opt to score.
I like that. I like that decision from NU. Play to win. You know,
that's a good choice. That's a real
good
choice. And now they force EAC to burn their last timeout. NU with one more break here. They got the quick rebound. They pushed it down the floor. And De La Cruz with an easy basket there. So now they're up by 3. It's a one-possession game. NU in the penalty. 21 seconds left. What do you do if you're EAC?
If I'm EAC, I would try to go get a quick basket. 21 seconds is a lot of time. You know, you can play the free throw game. But the thing is, they don't have a timeout. That's what just came into my mind. They don't have a timeout left.
That's a huge burn, no, for Coach Noy Catalan. Having one last timeout, I don't know if he's aware or not, but tayo kasi yung nag-check kung may timeouts pa yung teams. But yes, this was their last timeout, and this is gonna be their possession coming into the 21-second mark, down by 3. Do you go for a 3, score quick? What do you think?
I think going to, you know, score quickly. Try to get a quick 2. You know, if you can get a quick 3, then go for a quick 3. But for me, I'll go for a quick 2. Play the fouling game.
You have a foul to give.
Yeah, you have a foul to give. So, you know, 21 seconds is a lot of time. So go get a quick 2. Try to play the fouling game. And, you know, you have some players that could make plays. I think yun yung pinaka-importante. You got some players that you can put the ball in their hands and they can go make something happen. So let's see here if Coach Noy can get either Kylo Chavo to drive inside and have a dump down kasi si NU magaling sila humelpe and yun din gumagana para dito sa EAC eh. If they can get the help to commit, dump it down, get a quick 2 and try to come back down defense, if you can get a steal right away, that would be the perfect situation.
That would be the best. Yep. Magaling sila lahat as shot creators eh. Etong EAC, kaya threat sila. So dito na matetest. I mean, Mark Parks now in for NU. Obviously, defensive lineup for the Bulldogs. You have Garcia, Parks, you have Navarro, you have Manansala, of course, as the quick hitter, and si De La Cruz. The Generals have Kinal, Bagay, Oftana, Ochavo, and Castillo. So you have your main scorers on the floor. There's the off-ball pick. Got it to Kinal. They're trying to look for EJ. They find Oftana in the corner. That was a huge open shot. Castillo stays calm and draws the foul. But NU is contesting that there was no foul. Will there be a review? Let's take a look at this replay. Castillo got the ball. Oh, and Garcia is saying that it was all ball. But the referee saw it differently.
But it looks like EJ Castillo will shoot these free throws. But wow, EJ Castillo with the composure. If he would have made that basket.
If he made it, he could have tied the game.
Yes.
He could tie the game. He could tie it. But now he's going to be tested. Oh, and it's a bit chilly here in the ENDERUN gym.
It's one of those days.
A bit too cold for the cold-blooded Mamba.
Yeah.
A bit too cold. Bit too cold.
Yeah, it's one of those days for the kid, you know, and I'm sure he's gonna be just fine. Just get back in the gym, get some shots up, you know.
He makes this one though. No, he doesn't. But huge offensive rebound. Last minute shot, NU seals it. And they escape with a win. The NU Bulldogs with an offensive rebound and gets the victory 69-66. Head coach Jeff Napa will see his boys with a record of 2-2. I believe going up to the third in Group Edge in the Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup as the eliminations continue. And para nagulpi de gulat itong EAC Generals as they come up with a loss. Down 3, they had a foul to give, but just 2 huge misses from EJ Castillo for sure. He's gonna get haunted later on tonight, but well, young Mama's just gonna get back in the gym, get those shots up. But a great game nonetheless. We'll be going into our commercial break for the hymns of these two schools. And we're here with the assistant coach of the NU Bulldogs with Coach Cedric Labing-Isa. Coach Cedric, good afternoon and congratulations sa panalo nyo. Medyo roller coaster ball game tayo this game, no? And walang nakakuha ng kalamangan during the first half. Was it your game plan? Nasasabi mo ba na yung team mo sumunod sa game plan this afternoon?
Actually, naging maganda yung depensa namin, both teams. And then yung execution naging maganda rin, both sides din. So, yung first half naging dikitan, diba? So, until the end of the game, naging dikdikan yung laban. So, talagang both teams pinagandaan yung game.
Coach, off-season ngayon, dami yung games na nilalaro sa mga, leagues like this, like the Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup, tapos may off-season training kayo. Does fatigue come into factor, conditioning? Ano yung mga pinaka-focus nyo during the off-season?
Actually, ginagawa ni Coach, sobrang dami namin liga na sinalihan. Ni-rotate niya yung both team, Group 1 tsaka Group 2. So, talagang na-maximize namin yung dami namin sa team, kaya nasusustain yung mga liga namin.
Okay, nice.
And I mean, ngayon, Coach, nasa live tayo sa Facebook, sa YouTube. Alam ko pong medyo mahihain kayo, pero sayang kagwapuhan nyo. Baka gusto nyo mag-shoutout sa mga pamilya nyo, sa NU community. Now's your chance.
Yun lang po, binabati po namin yung NU community and then yung family ng mga players and then coaches. And syempre kay Boss Manny na laging nakasuporta sa amin. Yun po, maraming salamat po sa suporta.
Once again, thank you, Coach Cedric, and congratulations po sa panalo nyo. Puntahan naman natin si Daphne Lozano for an interview with our best player of the ballgame.
Mga kaliga, I am now beside our best player of the game, Jolo Manansala of the NU Bulldogs. So Jolo, congratulations on the team's win. So ayun, alam naman natin na it was a close call during the fourth quarter. So how did you manage to stay focused and composed during that time?
Siguro as a veteran, sinabihan ko lang yung teammates ko na maging composed lang kami and nakaka-shoot yung kalaban, stay composed lang kasi darating at darating din naman yung chance namin na makashoot din. Yan lang.
Ayun, this is a bounce-back win for the Bulldogs. So how important is this win for you and the team?
Siguro dagdag kumpiyansa din para sa amin. And lalo na sa mga kasama ko na bago. And yun, experience para sa kanila. And para sa amin na din, para sa mga susunod naming games is magagawa pa rin namin yung pinapagawa ni Coach. And yun lang.
And Jolo, I'm giving you the opportunity to greet and thank anyone that you like.
First of all, syempre nagpapasalamat ako kay Lord na binigyan niya kami ng opportunity na makapaglaro and binigay niya din yung panalo sa amin. And gusto ko din batiin yung mga teammates ko and coaches ko na patuloy na gumagabay sa amin every game. And binabati ko din yung family ko sa Pampanga, Manansala family and Dizon family. And yung mga tropa ko dyan, shoutout sa inyo. Shoutout din pala Tebs Pinas and SNE na jersey ni Nash. Yun lang.
Thank you so much, Jolo. Once again, that is our best player of the game. Now back to the panel.
Thank you, Daphne, and congratulations to the NU Bulldogs once again. And kay Jolo Manansala with a 17.8 rebound, 2 assists, and 1 steal stat line to get the 3-point victory against the EAC Generals. Game 1 pa lang yun, Justin. Any thoughts?
A great basketball game from both squads, and, especially for Jolo Manansala, 17 points, hit a lot of big-time shots. So, great job from both teams, staying composed, and then there was some runs here and there, and both teams just really stuck with what their game plan was.
Absolutely.
And we had a great ball game.
Yeah, I mean, defense was the name of the game as we come to the end. Pero game 2 naman tayo as we see the UP Fighting Maroons Team 2 battle it out against the Mapua Cardinals in the Battle of the Champions. UAAP meets NCAA. Once again, Mix Gonzalez here with Justin Alfonso and Daphne Lozano signing off. We'll see you for game number 2.